All right, everybody. This video is about how to set up your next still life. So your still life for this is we're going to do a charcoal drawing, and something that you have at home. Everybody has a dirty pile of clothes. So what I want you to do is arrange clothes so they look like it was randomly thrown on the floor. But there's a certain way I want you to arrange these and clothing that I want you to select. For example, find some darker value clothes. Find some lighter value clothes. Find some clothes with stripes on them. Avoid clothes that have graphics and printing. This is kind of okay because it's my main sweatshirt, but it's not that graphic. It's not too designy. But I'm saying you don't want to spend too much time getting lost in that stuff. And there's a lot of different folds in the fabric and value shifts and all that stuff you're really going to focus on. Now, I have this set up a certain way here so you can see what I'm doing as I'm presenting the videos to you. And my viewpoint's kind of going to go straight here, so I tried to build a backup. What you can do is you can put your clothes on the floor where they usually are, or in a basket or whatever. And well, actually I would just keep them on the floor, and then you can just draw looking down. So you can grab your board, you can kind of angle it down and draw as you're viewing down at your clothes. I was struggling to kind of figure this out because I had to put my clothes on the table here, and I had a box that lifted this up, and I was standing, and I had my cell phone here higher, and it just didn't work as well. So then I just kind of sat back down and went in my original location. What you're going to do is you will eventually zoom in. Sorry, I'm going to have to do like a square here or a rectangle. You will zoom in. Wonder if I can do this. Something like that. Okay, so it's going to look like kind of a chaotic mess. It's almost going to look like an abstract painting or drawing in the end, which is nice. So again, stripes are nice because they kind of follow the curve and create volume. It's almost like a cross contour drawing. I threw some striped socks in here. But as you can see, I deliberately put a dark value underneath this light value form here. The thing I didn't love was that I had this, the table that I have here is maybe a 2 or a 3 value, 1 being the lightest, 10 being the darkest. And there was the same exact value as that gray sweatshirt. So if I were to draw that, it would be hard to differentiate between this and that, and I didn't want to deal with that. So I was make it easy on myself, put something dark underneath of it, so there's a sense of contrast. When I draw this and this, I can clearly see the difference between the two. So think about that. I deliberately chose a dark here, light here, dark here, and I put some stripes in there. That was a little bit different in terms of value from the dark of the sweatshirt there. And when you do draw on here, we're going to use charcoal, compressed charcoal, and you're going to kind of give yourself a 1-inch border. You're going to fill this in all with compressed charcoal and smooth it out so it's this almost like midnight black. And then from there, you're going to work subtractively, and you're going to extract the light values, pretty opposite of what you've been doing with the graphite. And I'll get into that later, but I do want you to keep that in mind when you're arranging your still life. Now, I'm just going to get up for a quick second and point out here. I don't know if you can see me. Hello. I kind of like arranged this a little bit. This is a recognizable form here, so you can kind of see that I'm deliberately like curating this, if you will. And maybe I'll cover up the table. I don't want that to be in there. Maybe I'll open this up because you can kind of see that's the inside of a sock. So I'm kind of like, I know you're supposed to make this look random and you just throw the clothes down, but I'm pulling this up a little bit so when I frame this off, I don't have any of the background. I don't want to deal with that. It should be part of my drawing. I'm just going to zoom in and really focus on all these folds and everything else. So again, dark, light, dark. Unless your table's dark, then you can have light. Just think about contrast of value. So you can differentiate between one article of clothing and another. And you can throw whatever you want in here. So, just again, be careful not to throw in stuff with too much graphics on it. I just can't really think of anything right now. Like, for example, this is my baby's bib, but like, you don't want to draw all these little kittens. This is insane. There's too much. There's a lot going on there. You need to really think about the folds, and that's what I'm mostly interested in. So stay away from graphics. Stay away from super shiny things. Oh, the other thing I wanted to point out is the light source. You can't see it, but if I zoom up here, I have a light source right there, shining on the still life. This is in the middle of the day, and the light's coming through the windows, and there's going to be all these other light source conflicts that are happening, but at least I have a direct light source, and it helps see the folds and the value shifts within the folds. Otherwise, if you can't see the folds, then there's no light on it. But if you look here, it's dark, it's light, it's dark, it's light. And I'll talk about drawing it in a whole different video. But make sure you get your still life set up. I'll approve of it, and then we can move on. All right, talk to you later.